Over the last 20 years, gluten-free diets have grown in popularity. Many people follow this diet after a medical diagnosis such as celiac disease. Others may do so if they find an improvement in overall health or specific symptoms as a result of removing gluten from the diet. I'm a registered dietitian and regularly support clients who require a gluten-free diet. Celiac disease affects 1% of the UK population. It's an autoimmune condition causing a lifelong intolerance to gluten, a protein found in wheat, rye, barley and contaminated oats. Symptoms can include diarrhoea, nausea, vomiting, constipation, abdominal pain and bloating. Less common symptoms can include anemia, tiredness, joint pain, headaches and even depression. The only treatment for celiac disease is to strictly follow a gluten-free diet, which will relieve these symptoms and reduce the risk of serious long-term health complications. Non-celiac gluten sensitivity is a more recently recognised condition. Sufferers often have similar symptoms to celiac disease. However, unlike celiac disease, there are currently no objective tests for diagnosis. For those on a gluten-free diet, the weekly shopping trip can be a daunting prospect. However, supermarkets are offering an ever-widening range of suitable foods. I'm going to guide you through a gluten-free store tour, showing you the best foods for a gluten-free diet, as well as those to check or avoid. The fresh produce sections have lots of naturally gluten-free foods. For example, all fresh fruit and vegetables, as well as canned, frozen or dried fruit, are gluten-free. These provide a great source of essential nutrients such as fibre, a nutrient that can be low in a gluten-free diet. Products with added seasonings, coatings or in sauces may contain gluten, so always check the label on processed products. Dairy foods are a great source of protein and calcium and are also naturally gluten-free. People with celiac disease should aim for 3 portions of calcium-rich foods every day. Examples include milk, cheese or yogurts. Calcium-rich dairy-free alternatives, such as those based on soya or nuts, are also useful. Avoid yogurts with added biscuit or cereal toppings, as these are likely to contain wheat. Unprocessed meat and fish are also naturally gluten-free and are an important source of protein, vitamins and minerals such as iron. For vegetarians, beans, lentils, pulses, eggs, nuts and seeds are a naturally gluten-free source of these nutrients. Avoid meat or fish in batter or breadcrumb coatings. Read the labels carefully for meat or fish in ready-prepared sauces or marinades. It's possible that wheat flour may have been used as a thickener. Some processed meat products like sausages may also contain wheat, and burgers may contain breadcrumbs, so be careful. Gluten-free options are usually available in most supermarkets. All pre-packed foods that include gluten-containing grains, no matter how small the quantity, must state this on the ingredients list. You'll often see them highlighted in bold or italic writing. Remember, gluten-containing grains include wheat, rye, barley and contaminated oats, so look out for these in particular. Some foods may also provide an allergy advice box to direct consumers to the ingredients list for allergen information, although this is not mandatory. In addition, some products carry a may contain warning. This is where manufacturers provide information about potential cross-contamination with allergens not directly added to the product. Always take these warnings seriously. If you're unsure about the potential risk of eating a food that may have been contaminated with gluten, check with the manufacturer or the national patient charity Celiac UK. Wheat flour is used to make bread, breakfast cereals, pasta, crackers, pastries, biscuits and cakes. The good news is that the demand for gluten-free options has driven new product development, so for most of these foods there is now a gluten-free option available. Let's take a look at the free-from sections. These areas in most supermarkets have certainly increased in size over the recent few years. Products labelled specifically as gluten-free must comply with strict regulations regarding the levels of gluten in the product. It must be less than 20 parts per million, but in most cases the true level is actually well below that. As with mainstream products, gluten-free products vary widely in taste and nutrition, so you may prefer to try out a number of different brands to see which one suits you best. The nutritional table on the back of pack can help you compare different products. Gluten-free oat products can also be found in this free-from section. Oats do not contain gluten, but they do contain a similar protein known as avenin. If you decide to include oats within your gluten-free diet, always ensure that the products you select are specifically labelled as gluten-free. Oats are a good source of fibre and many other essential nutrients. I hope you found this video useful. There's plenty of support available online if you need to follow a gluten-free diet. The SHA and Celiac UK websites contain plenty of information on the diet, on gluten-free products and on services, so don't be afraid to ask for help if you need more advice or information.